Hi, and thanks for watching this video on our values. Today I want to talk about the value of cultivating an intergenerational community. We really believe here at CEC in intergenerational church. In fact, we're banking on it. We're hanging our hats on this idea that God desires His people to dwell together from generation to generation. There are not very many places left in our culture where generations spend time together. And while being an intergenerational community, cultivating that takes a lot of work, much like cultivating soil or cultivating a relationship. We're all about cultivating that intergenerational community here. One of the primary reasons we believe in this is that the research that we've done, the people that we've talked to, where we've seen churches grow, is that to create lifelong followers of Jesus, which is what we hope everybody here from age 0 to 100 would be, we need the gift of intergenerational community. And there's a couple reasons for that. Generations give us a framework for remembering who we were and for hoping for what's to come. We are living in an unprecedented era in America, in the church. We have six generations right now in our churches. And as I talk to college students who are coming from OSU, from Lynn Benton, from others, one of the reasons they become a part of our church body here is because of that intergenerational aspect. See, a lot of churches or organizations talk about being multi-generational, but oftentimes they create a traditional service, a contemporary service, a ministry for this age group, a ministry for that age group. And that's well and good. Each age group, each life stage has very specific things that they're dealing with. It's not a bad thing. But what can easily happen is those generations begin to isolate away from one another. And while their individual preferences might be met, they don't have the opportunity to be in contact with people from different generations. You can do a lot of reading on how each generation has been shaped by world events or shaped by the values of their parents or their grandparents. And there are distinct differences of ways of looking at the world, ways of thinking about things. And to me, that's a tremendous gift. I was sitting with someone in our church, visiting them a couple weeks before Christmas. And this person is in their 90s. They're part of that greatest generation that unfortunately most of them are dying. And she said something to me. I said to her, you just seem so happy. You're exuding this joy. And she said, well, Pastor Ryan, to be happy, you have to be happy. And I thought, there's a lot of wisdom in that. There's a lot of insight in this idea of staying, persevering through difficult things. The danger as a millennial, one of the generation that I'm in, is we've lived in a world of instant gratification, where we can get pretty much anything we want, whether it's food or books or TV shows, instantly, and we consume at a rate that is just off the charts. And yet, life is not about instant gratification. True joy, true success, true meaning is found in years of cultivating relationships or job success or any of those things. They take time. And so these generations above me that have navigated these life stages, that have learned to be successful, that have learned to find joy in their everyday lives over time, give me a picture. They remind me of the way that life is meant to be lived. And they give me hope because I can see in them who I hope to be someday. The younger generations below us energize us. I love talking with college students, high school students. They're just excited. They're excited about life. They're excited about the world. They want to go on all these adventures. And younger generations can energize us. They remind us of the dreams that maybe we've had that have gone dormant. They remind us that life is not just about punching a time clock, or it's not just about getting up and going to bed, but it's about truly living and chasing our dreams. What could God do with my future? And so, even though we see things differently as generations, we don't see that as a bad thing here at CEC. Instead, we want to cultivate those intergenerational communities, whether it's through Adopt a Student or through our worship gatherings. If you sit in our sanctuary and worship with us and look around and see people from all these different generations, our community groups, many of them have chosen to be intergenerational. We seek to bring our kids and our students into the things that we're doing as a body, so that kids, adults, seniors might all see that this life is meant to be lived together with others in different generations, different ways of looking at things. While it can be difficult, while there can be conflict, while my personal preferences aren't always met, which is probably a good thing, the solution is this, and it comes from Ephesians 4. Paul says, be completely humble and gentle, be patient, bearing with one another in love. That's how you cultivate an intergenerational community. You practice forbearance. You put others before yourself. The reminder of Christian community is that life is not about you. If you're still needing your needs and only your needs met after following Jesus for a long period of time, you are missing what it means to follow Jesus, to pick up our cross, to bear with one another in love, to practice being completely humble and patient. And so the invitation is to cultivate, to work, to plow the soil, to wrestle together in how we can do intergenerational community together. Because we believe that is a tremendous gift that God has given us. And we believe that to create lifelong followers of Jesus, one of those key components is intergenerational community.